and welcome to We Live in a Society. This is day 7 to 9 of my four-wheel drive bus and bicycle tour around the land of ice and fire. And these last couple of days are the last days of my four-wheel drive road trip and the start of my solo cycle tour and bus tour around the rest of Iceland. Okay, so we are driving along the northeastern peninsula of the Westfjords. It's about 1 degrees at the moment, so it's still quite cold, but there's hardly any wind, so it feels a lot warmer today than it has the last couple of days. And this is the road and the typical view we've had on our drive this morning. Oh, so there's actually some seals on the rocks over there. They're probably not visible in this video. It's out of their breeding season, but we've seen a couple in the last few days. So we're still driving along the coast, just following the fjords. More golden sandy beaches because of lack of volcanic activity in the Westfjords. Okay, so we stopped at this little cottage cafe that was just randomly in the middle of nowhere, and they had the best waffles with homemade rhubarb and blackberry jam with cream, and they had hot tea and hot coffee, and it was a really welcome respite from the cold. Alright, so this morning we left Ísafjörður, which is the capital city of the Westfjords, and we are now driving along Highway 61. So it's a bit overcast today, meant to rain later in the day. But today our road trip takes us into the most remote regions of Iceland. The road is in very, very poor condition, and we sort of are winding our way around the fjords of the northeast. And there are some very alarming narrow stretches with very large drops into the ocean, about 100 meters below. And this is really scary on account of the wind is ferocious, and I can just imagine us getting our car sort of blown off the cliff. But the scenery is absolutely incredible. It's so breathtaking, and every corner we turn there's just some new beautiful vista. We've got about 300 kilometers to drive on this length of highway, and then after the 300 kilometer mark, we get to a little village called Hólmavik or something, and from there we go off-road on highway 643, and that highway or road alternates between dirt and gravel roads, and it's in much worse condition, but we should be then follow that for only about 100 kilometers till we get to Djúpavík, which is where we're planning on staying tonight, and that looks like a really beautiful little village, and we're staying at the hotel. Alright, so right now we are in Djúpavík, which is a small little fishing village in the northwestern region of the Westfjords. There's about 7 houses here, a hotel where we're staying tonight, and the ruins of an old herring factory. So right now we're just taking a walk around the village and going to have a look at the few waterfalls that surround the area, and so it's very pretty here. Okay, so this little village was settled in, I think, 1917, and the herring factory was built not long after and produced salted herring and salted and herring oil over the years until it was eventually closed down in the 1950s. So the town itself is absolutely stunning. It's right on the coast. There are waterfalls everywhere. It's really pretty, and it's definitely worth the long, bumpy dirt roads to get here. So our room actually faced all the waterfalls, and it was really, really cozy and warm. And so we had a delicious dinner at the restaurant that night of herring and vegetables. So we left Djúpavík pretty early this morning, and just following the same road back to Hólmavik, and then we're following highway 468 until we hit the ring road, and we officially leave the Westfjords today. So once we rejoin the ring road, we're going to head towards Hvammstangi, which is just over there in the distance. That's about 20 kilometres east once we hit the ring road. We decided that we are going to follow Highway 711 and explore the peninsula rather than follow the standard sort of ring road. And we're going to have lunch here at this seafood restaurant and try their hearty fish soup, which comes highly recommended with their homemade bread. Alright, so we're still continuing our drive along the Vatnsnes Peninsula. About 20 kilometres from the restaurant, there is meant to be sort of a petrified sea monster, so we're going to try and sort of locate that. So here it is. It's a 15 metre high basalt stack that's sort of along the eastern shore of the peninsula, and local legend states that this is a petrified sea monster or troll, and the white is from the excrement of a colony of fulmars that live there and nest. Okay, this is where we camped last night in Hvammstangi. Had a really nice room to sit out of the wind and the cold in. Beautiful snowy mountain views. There's a car over there, and we set up Josh's tent and rigged it up with the tarp. It worked pretty well, we didn't get too wet.
Last day she'll be driving in Iceland.
We're driving from Hvammstangi to Blönduós, which is 52 kilometres at the moment. I was going to be cycling this, but we have an extra day because we never had a rest day to do hiking and stuff. Because I didn't have the correct gear and we didn't have like waterproof stuff and everything to hike with. So I'm doing a coastal route now rather than going over the snowy mountains because it's going to be snowing and a whiteout and stuff. So I get an extra day with Josh driving. I'm about to go and have breakfast.
And that's how miserable the weather is. And a big truck just went past, and if Chantal was cycling, she would have got totally soaked. Wave to the camera. Bye.
Alright, so we've left Blönduós and we're taking a bit of a detour off the ring road and following Highway 74 for about 10 kilometres before we hit Highway 744, and I'm gonna follow that. And this is a very beautiful stretch of road. Lots of little farms. You know you're driving in Iceland when there's just random horses on the road next to you. This is an Icelandic horse.
Slow down, you're going too fast. It's scary.
I don't want to
Horsey!
Hello, beautiful horsey. Don't run into the car, please. This is a beautiful Icelandic horse.
Hello! What are you doing?
Oh, it's coming up to the car. Gorgeous boy. Hello.
That's a cute little horse.
Alright, so we've decided to drive Highway 744, which goes across the peninsula, rather than take the mountain road and have to drive over the pass if we followed Highway 1 or the ring road. And so we are on our way to Sauðárkrókur or something. It's a beautiful little coastal beach village. We've then decided to stay at a farmhouse, which is about 10 kilometres south down Highway 76, which is only, I think, less than 50 kilometres from where we are now. And we're just going to go and have a look at some sort of grass houses which are on the way. Okay, so this is a common Icelandic house. And I assume these building materials would provide some sort of superior insulation from the bitter cold compared to, I guess, like wood and stone, brick. Also, I think that the severe lack of trees may be one of the reasons for the choice in building materials. This is the view from where we're having coffee. Look at that.
Oh, thank you so much.
Okay, so I really enjoyed my time at this guest house because it just had a really cozy, friendly atmosphere. And off my room was an undercover veranda, which allowed me to assemble and pack my bike because tomorrow I start my first cycling day. And we also celebrated the end of the four-wheel drive road trip and the beginning of my cycle tour with a few locally brewed beers.